one-day release. Demon sub tries not to crease. And Meanwhile's keeping nice and warm in bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile, the Candyman is opening another can. Technical difficulties, they're really such a crime. Technical difficulties, they happen all the time. It's Yellowbelly Tabletop time. It's Yellowbelly Tabletop time. It's Yellowbelly Tabletop time. Sometimes they're salty about the gaming biz, and nobody knows who Upworlder is. Technical difficulties, they're really such a crime. Technical difficulties, they happen all the time. It's Yellowbelly Tabletop time. It's Yellowbelly Tabletop time. It's Yellowbelly Tabletop time. It's Yellowbelly Tabletop time.
Good evening and happy nearly Halloween, everyone.
Happy Halloween ween.
All Hallows Eve. Yeah, so chat's a little bit quiet tonight. This is becoming a regular
It's
thing.
a ghost town. Boom.
They must all be dead. The living dead. Right, okay, let's sort some of this shit out. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another live stream. I need to just
This is a
mute
serious
David
channel, I'll have
here
you know.
because otherwise I will have David echoing in my ear.
You don't,
There we
you
go.
don't want like David
There we go.
surround sound.
Hello,
That's just rude.
so let's start off. Hello to Spam and Egg. That's David's other half. If you're new here, that's David. So ignore him. He's an idiot. Then we've got Matthew. Good evening to you, sir. And because of Ben Crispin, good evening to you. Oh, you been file sharing, mate?
No, I have not. I can neither confirm nor deny.
I can neither confirm nor deny my sharing of digital assets. Oh, talking of digital assets, I ran that little printing test last night.
Oh,
My 1mm 60 by 20 came up a treat. I'll show it off on desktop cam when we're.
how did my 2 mil?
Yours
thick
came
one
up fine. Again, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Maybe 1mm is too thin for a 15mm, but
I'm just thinking long-term stability, my dude.
Well, it's not warped during the printing. And as I said, I did it last night. It's still flat as a pancake now. I suppose I do have to put basing texture on it, and like you say, all the different hobby processes might warp it. What I'll do is I'll do a test base before I print a shit ton more. But your one with the rounded corners came out really good, actually. It did. It came out. It's got one little spur on it, but that's easily filed. So hello, Cheese Me. Good evening, sir. But yeah. As I say, I'll show them both off when we go to desktop cam. So let's get on. If you're new here, welcome.
Where is the ring? Not here. Excuse me. Not here.
It's the one ring. Apparently, he got thrown into Mount Doom along with his dreams.
No, that's Sam's dreams, mate. That's Sam's dreams.
Watch as Sam comes crashing through that door and wallops him across the back of the head.
I was gonna say she's only about fucking 8 foot away in the other room in the bath, so I've got to just be a little bit careful. A little bit careful.
Can everybody hear the cracking of thin ice, or is it just my headphones? Nice. Right. Sam Wise.
That's mildly insulting to me, but
That
also,
is.
she won't get the reference because she's never watched Lord of the Rings.
Hello, Ewok. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, something about super glue and nipples, is it? No.
No dogging instead.
Oh dear. Sorry, wrong chat. Yeah, well done. Good evening to you, Ewok.
Every time does he wander in,
Yeah,
derailing chat.
it's a tradition. It's a tradition. He's got to do it. I noticed that we got fucking in our chat on our comments on our last video. We've been nagged. We have to get a main topic theme tune. Not saying that you need to be obliged, Ewok, but just saying if you get inspired. Main topic theme tune.
What are we gonna do though for main topic o'clock theme tune? Because some weeks we're like fucking gritters in
look,
Sweden and Norway, and then other weeks we're quite sedate and chill. I'm gonna stop blinding the entire population.
Trust Ewok's genius. If he could think of a fucking angle, he'll take it, I'm sure. So let's leave it to the experts.
Experts? Are you referring to Ewok in the plural? That's a bit fucking rude.
Well, now I've lost all this weight, I can call everybody fat. You fat cunt. Right, okay. So, what are we going to do over the next couple of hours, David? Sure, tell the folks at home.
Well, apparently, take the piss out of me for being a fat bastard, and we're only 5 minutes in, so...
Yeah, but that's normal. So, over the next couple of hours, we'll follow our usual format. Ewok says, I've been taken from many angles. It's true. Oh, my God. I'm not sure if that's what I meant.
Matron. Have we got a pagan innuendo in there somewhere?
Get a fucking what is his name? The guy out of Carry On. I can't remember. Kenneth Williams. Fucking matron jingle. I'll have to see what I can find on the internet. So yeah, over the next couple of hours, we're going to show you what we're going to be hobbying on, because this is a hobby stream. And I intend to do something tonight. I was a right lazy shit last week and did absolutely feck all.
You're a fucking lying bastard.
Tonight,
you did shit all last week.
Yeah, tonight we are gonna do the skin tones on. I'm not gonna do. Am I gonna do the airbrush thing? Fuck it, I might even do the airbrush thing. We'll be getting the flesh tones done. So let me start. So hobby, gaming club, news and rambling shit. About 9 o'clock, we're gonna get into the quiz, where we ask you guys in the chat, are we is this we're going to go for wargaming, aspects of wargaming that might be trick or treat, and we're going to basically make a little game of it just because it's Halloween and we thought it would be
I was about
cool.
to say this is the other thing. It could be an absolute horror show, so it's either
but
or.
even then it's on theme, so
It is on theme. It is on theme. You're going to watch this slow motion car crash, boys and girls, whether you like it or not.
So let's go to my desktop here. So this is my hobby for tonight. I'm going to be trying to get some flesh tones. So painting competition is due, or painting event is due next week. So I have got Hades from the Mythic Battles Pantheon. He's all primed up. I have got the painting guide that came with the Kickstarter for Mythic Battles Pantheon, but frankly, the painting guide for Hades is really uninspiring. He's got a really classic GW Rakarth flesh and loads of washes skin tone, and I wanted to do something a little bit more different. So my idea is to go with a grey base note. The Darkness Descends is the theme. If anyone wants to put in a submission, either DM me on the On Tabletop Discord, or there is an email address in the description of the stream for submissions. Anything that I get, we will share on stream, along with whatever people bring to club next week. So
Spam. Can I just ask if you're alive? Because I heard something falling over, but I can't get up. So just put in chat if you're alive.
Type in chat
if I don't hear
alive.
anything in 5 minutes, I'll come and rescue you.
So I'm thinking I'm going to go with a grey base note for the flesh, and then David lent me these two colours. So I've got AK 3rd Gen Vampiric Flesh and the Pro Acryl Olive Flesh, which is sort of a very desaturated beige. She yeah, we won't go into it. Let's skip moving swiftly on. So yeah, and then obviously I don't know. We'll add a wash step. We're going hard mode. We're going fucking 3-layer base and 2 highlight, and then possibly washes as well. But as I say, I want Hades to look different to all of the other Greek gods and goddesses, which I've done with a sort of like a real classic Mediterranean skin tone, bronzed, sun-drenched look. And I really want this guy to be something different and not just sort of blending. Hello, Damon. Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Why Basingstoke Ewok?
I think I'll beat Ewok to it. That's the risk of delay. So, in other news, obviously those of you who've been watching regularly know that I'm planning a project for next year, my first project of 2026. We're already in the planning stage, and it's going to be 10mm Sengoku period battles of samurai against samurai. So one of the other club members,
some Jap on Jap action.
Jap on Jap. One of the other club members, Alex, is going to be joining me for this little project. So we're both going to be doing the same thing. Now, we probably will be covering this quite a lot on stream, simply because this is the most complex project I think I've ever tackled, because we are actually attempting to convert the pike and shot supplement for from Warlord to the epic rule system, which will require quite a little bit of finagling with army construction mainly. The rest of it is pretty, just run it as it is and it's fine. But the way you build armies in standard pike and shot and epic is significantly different. And I just thought it might be an interesting thing to put on stream so that people can see some of the things that, when you get a little bit more confident and experienced with the wargaming, what you can actually tackle. As you will know if you watched our earlier episode probably 2 weeks ago, I did run the idea by a guy at the Partisan in October, who I noticed was running a massive epic pike and shot table, and I was sort of asking him, "Do you think this is going to work, etc.?" And he said, "Yeah, there's no reason it shouldn't." And he's done similar conversions and adaptations for the epic rules himself. He said, obviously, just bear in mind you buy and build armies in a very different way between the two games. So, yeah. As I say, we will be covering it. Now, I have to give another shout out. So, those of you who were watching last week will have seen Toros in the chat say he was going to send me a sprue of the Wargames Atlantic Samurai or whatever so they could try before I buy. Toros wasn't being entirely honest. What Toros actually sent me was an entire box of the Ashigaru and an entire box of Samurai. So that's like 8 frames of 10mm Japanese warriors. I don't know what it cost at retail, but not an insignificant amount. And apart from, I think he'd clipped off probably a few stands to do a base. Maybe he'd done a test paint or something, but they were essentially basically intact. So I just took 2 frames of each for myself, and I gave 2 frames to Alex as well. And I just want to thank Toros live here on stream for being an absolute legend. I was actually quite moved, evening Toros. Just giving you your just reward, mate.
He has enabled you because that's another new game that you've got in 2025.
It's 2026. It's fine. It'll be a whole new year. In case
you haven't noticed, today is the 30th of October in 2025.
Fuck off. So, we were thinking about basing. Now, apparently Warlord Epic is 60mm by 20mm is standard for units. So, Damon, I haven't yet got to the point of getting the stuff off. I did have a sort of poke at the sprues because people said, oh, they're a little bit fragile. They seem fine to me. To be fair, though, the only 10mm stuff I've done before was Drop Zone Commander, which is very light on infantry, and even those are a little bit chonky. And I also did Epic 40k back in day. Again, the miniatures aren't what they are now. Back then, they're very sort of like blobby. I'll keep everybody updated, but at the moment we're thinking about basing. Again, you guys are obviously so good for input. David did me a 3D model that I printed on my was it Ender 3? My Ender 3. Yeah. Creality Ender 3. So this is David's, which is a 60 by 20 2mm with rounded corners. Now the Creality actual slicer has a way for you to just add simple primitives and model within it. So I just literally dragged in a cube and resized it to 60 by 20 by 1mm thickness. I want my basing profile for 10mm to be as low as possible. Let me know in the chat or in the comments if you're watching later on YouTube. Is this 1mm too thin? Will I struggle with basing effects and warping and all sorts of shit?
Just do me a favour there, Paul, while you're there. Just put your thumb and your finger at each end of one hand and flex. So one hand across it, pinch like that, and then flex it.
Well, that is me pressing pretty fucking hard.
Then do the 2mm that I did.
Yeah, that
you might get away with it then, mate.
I mean,
you might get away with it.
I am using
got no movement in, has it?
I am using the Sunlu PLA. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think if I put my entire strength behind it, I could fold it up.
Oh yeah, you'll snap it. Yeah.
But I mean, you
do
can see the way that that's
test.
biting into my thumb. I am putting a
Yeah.
fair bit of pressure on that, and it's making the flesh go white. But it's not bulging significantly, is it?
It's not flexing as much as I thought it would.
Again, I might have just got lucky. That do you think is the low profile base? I mean, the only other thing I did think is one disadvantage with the low profile is picking the fuckers up. But I mean, do you know what? Yeah, do you know what? That's not a bad idea, Damon. I mean, at the end of the day, a 1mm print, it's took about 2 minutes to print. Maybe I just slap a basing texture on it and see if it warps. That's probably not a bad shout.
Or
actually.
again, if you handle it and throw it around for a week, how much chips off?
Yeah. Well, again, this is the other reason for doing it as lightweight as possible. When these models have 0 weight, you can literally shake the fuckers in a maraca and nothing happens to them because they've just got no mass to chip.
Yeah.
But again, I thought even if I have to pick it up by the miniatures, you see, this is where we might end up with breakages though. This whole thing might be a bad idea. What I'm going to do, because Taros has been so generous and sent me the miniatures, I'm just going to, Taros, that I did think that might be an issue. Because I think the GW ones, the GW Epic were all 2mm. I think 2mm is fairly standard, like you say. But
the other thing is, do you need to unit identify in this?
You probably,
2mm,
it probably will be a good idea, yes. And I guess what your argument is, this can be painted.
You can run more paint around the edge on a 2mm to do your unit identification.
Yeah. And then, because the only other way of doing it then is painting the models themselves.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe you're right. I'll do a little bit of experimentation. Anyway, this is.
I don't think the cost difference is that much between the 2mm and the 1mm.
It wasn't.
I mean, I think.
No, it wasn't cost.
But I think for a quality of life point of view as well, and the implications for flexing, handling models, picking up models by the models themselves when they're already got a fucking rep for being fragile, before you even try and pick them up by it, I think you're better off with 2s because you've got a bit of thickness there to pinch and pull up the bases by.
Yeah, as I say, it's an experiment. I was going for it just for a aesthetic point of view. I wanted the bases to have super low. They're 20mm by 60mm Taros, and then the only question, because that's standard for the Epic system in Warlord's game, and to be honest, it must be a fairly standard, unless War Games Atlantic have done it deliberately, because the sprues of 5 Ashigaru or Samurai are 30mm by about 8. So when you put 4 in a grid, i.e. 20 man to a base, it pretty much covers a 60 by 20. So it's like, seems like it's got design intent there.
Seems legit.
Yeah. So yeah, the only thing up for debate is the thickness. Do we go 1mm or do we go 2mm? I like the idea that because again, the problem with basing, and I've got this issue, I do have this issue with the Epic Warpath. Those bases are pretty chonky honking for like tiny figures. I don't like it when the base becomes like significantly big.
Hang on, let me see
compared to the miniature.
Hang on. There we go. Let me grab one.
You've got
under
one.
The desk.
I've got your desk cam queued up if you want to do.
Desk cam.
Yeah, you see, I For me, I want my base to be proportionate to the model, and for me, they are a little bit chonk, and they're 2. Are they?
No, they're not 2.
They're 3.
They're like 2 3/4. 3.
Yeah, so they're nearly 3s. They're a little bit much for me. So, anyway.
But anyway,
put it in the
23 minutes
comments.
past the hour.
Let's have everybody's opinion in the comments. What do you reckon?
So, boys and girls, tonight we are delving into the darkness with my painting comp entry. 6 miniatures for Torch and Shield. So these are Artisan Guild miniatures.
Let's get rid of the
These have been 3D printed on my Saturn 4. And the beautiful thing with Artisan Guild, for those that don't know, all these ball joints are modular. So if you don't like the weapons that they're typically outfitted with, so this is the heroic sculpt, Artisan Guild have fucking lightning effects coming off the haft of the axe that he's typically installed with. I went, fuck that for a Game Soldiers, and just got a bog standard axe. They also do different sets. So this torch, this cool, sword, and Matey's lantern are human from a vampire hunter set, but obviously you could just print that off and stick it into the joints. So we've got a dwarf with a sword and a lovely torch that's burning, and then we've got another dwarf with a whacking great crossbow and a lantern. I mean, that beard is going to be singed if he spills the oil, but we'll gloss over that. That's not really a carrying torch around beard. Did nobody talk to you about health and safety? And then we have this guy with an axe and a tower shield, and this little girlie with a glaive that is 3 times the fucking size of her.
I love the fact that you were, because you said to me they're all Artisan Guild sets, aren't they?
Yes.
I just love the fact that you could just grab those torches and lanterns from other sets and really theme that dwarf warband perfectly.
There's other. I like this glaive because this glaive is actually quite weird and wacky. It's not like a normal spear tip, which is quite cool.
Is that from another set again?
No, that's from this set, but they do another dwarven set where the dwarves aren't quite as in keeping for what I wanted from a Torch and Shield warband. But they have pointy spears, so the spear would have probably been better than this glaive. Now I'm thinking about it.
Okay,
but I do quite like how aggressive this fucker looks, considering where these guys are going.
For the game system, do the weapons matter much or not?
Yes, they do.
Oh, okay.
They matter massively.
Right.
So you buy. It's very similar to Mordheim.
Right. Okay. So loadout is built individually.
Yeah, loadout's built individually, but then what damage you can do, boosts you do, things you can do with certain card effects. So,
okay.
Again, because all of this runs off a deck of 54 cards.
Yep.
Some of that's built in with the weapons, so you can do extra damage if you have certain card effects. And because you draw your hand at the start to begin with, if you build a very sort of balanced and versatile warband that's got a bit of everything, so it's got a bit of bludgeoning with a warhammer, got a bit of axe and sword and pokey at distance, then you've got options when you draw your cards.
Oh, that's quite an interesting sort of like game design feature where it favors people being varied in their weapon selection. I quite like that, rather than, you see, I like clever design tricks like that make something not so that there's not necessarily the best option. Well, just take a two-handed weapon because you get
it's not a fucking auto pick.
Yeah, exactly. That sounds pretty cool.
Yes, they are 3D printed Tauros.
Yeah, all ones and zeros. David's often on ones and zeros, eh?
And then the other thing, boys and girls, just before you pan away from me.
Yeah, no, you're good.
I went to Thingiverse and I got some barrels for scatter. This is a free file, boys and girls. Just saying. Like, it's decent quality. And then I got some braziers. These came pre-supported in both lit and unlit varieties, which is really quite cool.
And they look pretty good, to be fair.
They're really nice. They are really nice.
I like the fact that you can
fill in.
With the ability to switch out lit versus unlit. Is that a mechanic advantage in
Yes,
the game?
It is in Torch and Shield, because you will get shafted if you go scavenging the halls in the dark.
So, and there are mechanisms, there are mechanics for turning braziers off or blowing them out or whatever.
Yes, or on. Yeah.
That sounds cool. I like it. I like it a lot.
So we are on Torch and Shield, boys and girls.
So what are you planning to do tonight? Priming, or are you done the priming now? You're on the paint?
I'm done. I'm now on painting. I just need to decide how far we're going down this rabbit hole, what paints I'm using, and other bits and pieces.
Are you going to do any OSL on your torches and lights?
We will see. We'll see how I get on over the weekend.
Okay, mate. I mean, we haven't got a lot of time, to be fair, but... Yeah.
No, and it also means that I get to put down Fallout, so everybody at home doesn't get fucking bored of me
sick of seeing the same thing every week.
Again.
Yeah, that can happen here, folks, because when we're
I have just realised, though, this year has been very dwarven for me.
Yeah, you've done a lot of dwarves this year, haven't you? Let me come off your desk, and then you can crack on.
I've done a lot of dwarves. That's a little bit forward of you, but yes, I have. I have done a fair few dwarves this year,
and not just virtually with the porn. You've done them for real.
Look,
just because you like Toros, just to let you know, mate, I did not miss your comment about the Pendraken bases. I will definitely bear that in mind. That is a really good price. Alex was looking at buying the Warlord ones. I shall immediately steer him away because 18 for £1.50 is pretty damn good.
I mean, that at that point, it's better.
That is cheaper than 3D printed.
I can 3D print them for.
Yeah, I think I will let him know, mate. I don't suppose Pendraken do a 1 mil, do they? I suppose that'd be a bit thin in MDF. That would be too fragile. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the decision point. I just go with that, because do I really want to tie my printer up printing bases that can buy nine pence each?
To be fair, though, you could probably do it in a bed or two.
Yeah. I think
it'll only be out of commission for a few hours.
Yeah. And I am on annual leave from work next week, so it's not as if I'm struggling for time. I think what I need to do is I need to get my test assembly put together. I don't necessarily need to paint the figs. What I'll probably do is put them on, base it, and then see what happens regarding warping, etc. And maybe if I do the Ishigaru Spearman, I can sort of sense test it for whether I'm able to actually handle the models without breaking shit, etc. There's a little bit to play around with. I'll crack on and get it done. Like I say, I do have my big saga project for when I'm off work, but I'm sure I can squeeze in a couple of extra bits and pieces. I'm sure that won't take me all week, he says recklessly. Yeah. 2 or 3 mil only.
Right. It's getting late, Paul.
Yeah.
What did we do this week at club? Let's let
we
the
did.
Boys and girls at home know.
Let's go here. Look, Discord. So again, this is going to be quite simple because we basically did the same thing at club. We were running the plan at club was to run another episode of our Wildwoods Frostgrave campaign. However, I made a bit of a faux pas. I put a ton of work into getting some scenery ready for Mission 5 of the Wildwoods campaign, which I won't spoil because we will be doing it.
Some walruses for it, didn't I?
Yep. Which I got 80% painted. But then I went and forgot the goddamn Wildwoods supplement rulebook at home with all the details of the scenario rules and the weather rules and blah blah blah. And because
you didn't, because would you like to tell the boys and girls where said book was?
Well, I'd completely forgotten, but when I went round David's about 2 weeks ago on a Saturday, he said, bring the supplement book and we'll look at what terrain and models we need to get ready for the last 2 scenarios. And we played Arkham Horror, the living card game. So I chucked the book in the Arkham box, but I forgot this. So when I was getting prepped for club, I thought, okay, everything's in the Frostgrave box. I just need to add the new terrain and minis. Everything is not in the box. And hence, I did think I actually left club to drive home to get the fucking book, but because I live nearly 25 minutes away, it was like, well, that's going to waste another fucking hour of club. I thought, bollocks to it. We've got the rule book. Let's just do a core mission. We'll use our warbands. Narratively, they've gone to a town or come across a ruined village or city, and then we'll play a core Frostgrave mission. So we had 2 tables going. I played I think it's called the Silent Tower.
You played Silent Tower.
Yeah.
I played Well of Dreams, Well of Sorrows.
So this is the Silent Tower table that Trevor and I played on. This was the Well of Dreams table, I believe, that you played on, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
And it was. I had probably one of the best games of Frostgrave I've had in ages. It really worked out well for me. Poor old Trevor's warband, I absolutely caned him. I just got so lucky during the scenario. I managed to get 4 of the treasures off the table. I did lose a model. I lost one of my specialists, but hey ho, you can't win them all. It was another great night at Frostgrave, and as I say, I really enjoyed it. What the nicest thing about it for me is the fact that this Silent Tower scenario is from the original. This was one of the original 10 from the first edition rulebook, and the fact that we can come back to these scenarios and still replay them and still have such fun with them, for me is
Still
like fucking
really
amazing.
Well.
I really rate Joseph's systems in general, but Frostgrave in particular is such a good scenario. I tell you what as well I was thinking of, mate, and I only thought about this after I got home. So, for those who've played Frostgrave, one of the issues you've got with Frostgrave is that when you end a game, you add up the experience points that your wizard has gained during that match or battle, and then whatever you get is hard capped at 300. You cannot earn more than 300 for an individual scenario. And then when you've worked out what experience you've gained, you can use them to buy levels and upgrades. But again, you can only buy 1 stat upgrade, 1 spell casting upgrade, and 1 grimoire, i.e. learn a spell from a new grimoire per game. So you can't, if you've got 3 level ups but don't have any grimoires, you effectively can't level up 3 times, you can only
earn
level up
300
twice.
XP. You can earn 300 XP, but you can only spend 200 of it, and you have
Yeah.
to bank 100.
Yeah, and you end up having to bank the remainder. And because grimoires are awarded randomly by treasure rolls, it does sort of mean you can end up being just a bit unlucky in that you're missing level upgrades and banking a ton of experience. But the problem is you can't spend that easily.
Yeah.
The only thing that that's good for is if you have a shit game where you didn't get much experience, you've got it banked so you can still do your 3 levels. But I was thinking, I've got advanced spellcraft now, haven't I? And advanced spellcraft allows you to spend experience levels on the I forget what they call them, the tweaks.
The
so
flares.
You can sorry?
Flares,
the flares. Yes. So we need to get that incorporated into our Frostgrave games so that when people don't have a grimoire, they can say, well, that's okay because I'll buy this flare for my spell. Do you know what I mean?
Have they got any that isn't a full level's worth of XP, or is it all
I
the
think
equivalent of like 100?
I have only please correct me in the comments or in the chat if I'm wrong here. I've only just briefly skimmed through it quick once. I believe that flares are bought. They're all like basically an upgrade, and you buy them.
So it's the equivalent of a level.
Yes,
that's fine.
And I think that is the case. And because I was thinking about it after we had the conversation about, because I think Rich has got a lot of dead levels, hasn't he? He's got a ton of banked experience.
Rich has got a load of banked experience. I mean, I've got, what do I want to say, 245 XP spare floating at the moment.
And I was just thinking, I wonder
when I haven't had grimoires to cash in.
Yeah, I wonder if one of the motivating factors behind Joseph developing it was precisely to get around this issue where if you can't learn a new spell, you can buff the shit out of one of your existing spells. But that is just a thought that I had following our conversation.
Yeah.
So we definitely need to look at incorporating that into our games, I think. So that's what we did at club. Now I've
just had a Facebook memory pop up saying, look back at this moment, which relates to a memory with you. So I'm going to go look at that a minute while you're...
So Matthew asks, have we seen Warriors of Athena? Honest answer, probably, but I don't remember what it was about.
Oh, I know what I meant to bring to you at club, mate. You know, you said ages ago about some little scullies for paint toppers.
Yes.
I've found a bag that I 3D printed for my orc basing.
Okay.
And I've got the file. So if these
send me it
for you, well, if these are resin, so if these are suitable for you, I can just run you fucking 1,000 off.
If it's not too much hassle, mate.
It ain't too much. Because the other thing is, I can just tag them into bases where I've got spaces.
I'll be honest. I only need them as I start replacing my Valeos with the new 3rd gen. If you did me 20, it'll probably be a while before I need any more. Because I'm not buying paints at that sort of super fast rate. Tell you what else.
What about your army paint at contrast?
No, to be fair, my speed paint, I've already primed and painted the lids. I tell you what else they would be great for, the Turbo Dork metallics.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can. Let's do this. let's do... Where's the web browser fucking tab? There it is.
Shit.
Chink. So this
Fuck's
is...
sake, where's half of my shit gone?
Okay. This is... Whoa! I'm clicking on the wrong fucking thing. Okay, Warriors of Athena, : Heroes. Joseph A. McCulloch. Cooperative or solo skirmish wargame of heroism and adventure in the realms of Greek myth.
Ooh. I am intrigued. Colour me intrigued.
It can play solo, co-op, or one player taking on the role of Oracle and scripting scenarios and challenges for the other heroes.
DM mode.
So it's a D20 based mechanic. Looks very similar to what he's done before. Do you know what? I don't know much about this. If it's just not another skin of Frostgrave, I'll probably be interested. Do you know if is there much stuff out on the internet, like playthroughs or anything like that yet? I haven't seen anything in my YouTube feed. Does anybody know? Damon's already ahead of me. I was going to say, Damon, if mechanically it's got enough that's different to Frostgrave, that's exactly... Oh, it's just pre-order, is it?
It's not out yet.
Okay.
It does say in big letters there, though, pre-order.
Yeah, but
now.
that doesn't mean that it's not been leaked to content creators to generate hype, because other companies do that all the time. First... Shut up, Ewok. First supplement has rules for CFAX. Nobody even knows what CFAX is, Ewok.
I do.
How do you know what CFAX is? There's no way you're old enough.
the thing on TV.
That's very good. But I was thinking exactly the same, Damon. Oh, hang on. Mythic Battles Pantheon. That's exactly what I was thinking. I don't even need to collect any miniatures for this. I have the fucking minis already. Buy a few pieces of ruined Greco-Roman terrain, and I am away.
Why did you say buy? You own a fucking 3D printer, you
moron.
moron.
I might have to buy the STLs. Let's put it that way. So, in answer, I had seen this, but as I say, I'm keeping my powder dry, because if it's just a literal fucking... It's like Stargrave. Stargrave looks cool. Don't get me wrong. But it's too close to Frostgrave for me. It's too close. There's not enough extra... for me to get into it.
There's not enough difference for you to want into it. Interestingly, though, on the fucking historical on the historical sort of ancients front, get the fuck out of my head, because I may have been looking at some Core Horse Cthulhu. Which is Roman versus Cthulhu, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. To be fair, we did. We wanted to. I think we had a sort of plan to try that at UKGE, but it never happened because the table was always fucking rammed. And then we did say, oh well, that's fine. The rules are free online. We'll have to try it, and we never have. But that's probably not a bad thing. We should probably leave it till next year, mate. Just saying, that could be, a bit of a... It's dangerous. A trap. Right.
Well, is it a trick or is it a treat?
It's the part of the show that we have come to know as the latest salty blizzard of nerdy sorrow. More news than you can shake the salt at. More news than you can shake the salt at.
Right, let's do some news. Right, David's been at it again, sending me fucking
Why
stuff.
are you saying I've been at it again? Look, I am just the local, friendly, neighborhood gaming crack dealer.
So
I find exactly what my client wants, and then I send it to them intravenously so that they can get hooked on it.
Bastard. So
On that
David,
note, Paul, what did you think of this one?
David sent me this Shoshin Path of Ascension, immersive miniatures agnostic tabletop skirmish game set in mythical reimagination of feudal Japan. Can't imagine why he sent me this. And you know what? I was scrolling through it and I was like, yeah, it looks fine. It looks fine. And I was keeping a certain level of detachment and I wasn't getting overexcited. And then I scrolled down and I saw, where is it? I got to here and then I saw this fucker, Ethereal Allies. And then I saw all of these sort of like fox and I don't know what, raccoon and turtle thingy and the Tengu bird demon. And I thought, shit, Burrows and Badgers Oriental themed warband, anybody? And immediately I was like, fuck. Now, admittedly, some of the bigger stuff, I mean, don't get me wrong, it does look incredibly cool anyway, because it's Japanese and being a complete Japanophile, it's like right up my street. But the animal demon things, oh my Christ, I was so excited. Haven't decided if I'm going to be getting into this. I am quite nervous. I might, because David was, you can buy the STLs, but you can also buy prints, I think.
You can buy physical products as well.
I might end up getting just those demon miniatures. What were they called? They've got like a set name.
The Oni.
Yeah, they've got a name within the Ethereal Alloys, the 12 Yokai. I might end up getting these just because there's the miniature, the animalistic ones are just fucking cool.
It's your bag, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm sort of scared to look and see how good the actual game might be because I might end up getting more of it. The terrain looks fucking banging as well.
There's some fucking amazing 3D prints here from Aliens World.
Yeah.
Some of this stuff, why don't you get some of it to scale down to 10 mil?
I mean, I tell you what as well, to give these guys a shout out. Obviously, I don't often look at these STL and digital based Kickstarters. And so I apologize if this is a common thing and I've just not seen it. But I have to say, these guys have made this as the most accessible fucking thing I've ever seen. So where I was a minute ago, you can see you can buy STLs or you can do add-ons for individual miniature sets as digital assets or physical prints, and the whole Kickstarter is subdivided into this shit. You can literally pick and choose everything. I mean, look, the yokai are even available as individual STLs or physical prints. They're not cheap, particularly as physicals, but I have to applaud them for basically just going fucking full bore on the accessibility. I mean, if you see something in here, there's just no reason not to back for it, because it's just so customizable. You're not locked into a massive. I mean, I'm
again,
sure the deals.
Look at the castle wall set for a tenner. The
Yeah.
shrine gateways, the pergolas. All of this is a nice, sensible cost.
I mean,
and if
some
you
of the
back at like
stuff's.
the lowest pledge level, you can then just curate and get what you want and what you need.
Look at the farmyard set as well. I mean, there are some really unusual things here.
The market stalls.
Look at the paddy field. I mean, I know it's a simple, flat base with a ridged edge and probably a bit of texture, but just that STL alone to print a set of paddy fields at any scale for any other game. The market stalls are fucking stunning. The Japanese aesthetic on all this stuff is just great. And I'm sure these bundles, of which there are just a fucking preposterous number, I have to say, down the side, I'm sure these are great value as well. But do you know what? Well done, lads. Great Kickstarter. I hope it does well. I think they're at what, about $25,000 at the minute? Did I see? No, 12,000. So no, £12,000. So they're just over their delivery goal. They're just into delivery territory. They've got 23 days to go. Yeah, I hope it does well. I like the look of it. I mean, whether I'll get any of it, I don't know. I'm already committed to so many Oriental projects. But I did like this. I did like the fucking.
To be genuinely though, the main reason I sent it to you, mate, was the 3D printed terrain. Obviously, whilst I know you've got your 28mm, I know you've got your FDM printer.
Yes.
And I know you don't necessarily want a lot for your rank and flank games.
No.
That you're playing with that. But some little bits to scatter about or give you an objective scale down to 10mm, I think would be amazing.
The only thing I will say regarding the buildings, they are very cheap as STLs on here. So I have already found some utterly fantastic STLs on places like 3D Cults. There's a couple of designers that have done some absolutely stunning Japanese sets, and there's one like that's a modular manor house where you can literally build it in wings, and they are not cheap. And I think the manor house kit I was looking at was probably 3 or 4 times the cost of these STLs here. For a similar amount of models, because it's not, as I say, it's a modular kit where you can build from little individual buildings like a summer house and a fucking lodge. You can then build a connected almost palace of a daimyo. But again, the STLs are very cheap on this Kickstarter. If they would work for FDM, which I'll probably bend your ear on, then I might look at getting some of them for that.
I mean, the other thing is, even if they don't work for FDM, say you buy them and they're for a price, because you're going to scale these down to fucking 10mm, so they're going to be a third of the size they are.
Yes.
In this.
Yeah.
I don't think the price would be terrible either.
Right.
Even if they were printed in resin, because again, we can hollow them. We've got ways of making them cheaper. Do you know what I mean? Because I've gone.
I was just going to scroll back on the chat, and then we've got what's here? We've got Crispin says, "Have you seen the Ian Lovecraft STLs?"
I think we've mentioned this guy before. He's got some really nice stuff out there. I just haven't got round to ever buying anything of it.
I'll have
it
to have a
all
look.
looks good, but I haven't
He
done it. I
didn't.
think we've had a look previously with he's done a Carnivale set. Speaking of which, I forgot there was something I wanted to do for you in the news.
I've got a piece of news, but we'll see if it's right. I will have a look, Crispin. I'll look for this Ian Lovecraft, and he did Nippon was his like Japanese themed set, was it? I will have a look, mate, because that sounds pretty much up my street. Talking of Carnivale, take my fucking money. Those of you who
this shit looks amazing. Really, really liking the look of this. I mean, again, the fucking detail and everything. I am, to be quite frank here, mate, I'm quite glad the only Carnivale terrain I own at the moment is club stuff.
Shut up.
And because that lives in my downstairs cupboard because it doesn't get played with enough. And the one thing that I bought, which is the Fisherman's Hut.
Yeah.
Because I think with the fact that Spam's into this as well, and Spam, do not shoot me down in the comments for this. If we bought a little 2 foot by 2 foot, babe, do you fancy playing some games when you come over?
Yeah. Yeah. As I said, I have nothing to say other than just take my fucking money. When we discussed Chroma from the Chroma stuff they were showing off at UKGE, which was very in the vein 40K. Of 40K, sort of like L-shaped ruin with an Imperial Gothic theme. It was, don't get me wrong, beautiful terrain, didn't appeal to me a bit. I think because of the open design and the fact that it was obviously pitched at a particular market. But
I think the nicest thing we said about it was the fact that also the walls.
Oh, the wall thickness, the substantiality on it is fucking epic. It reminded me, it's been the closest thing to remind me of the old foreground stuff for the substantial way everything is put together. But yeah, and I did say on that live stream, if everybody wants to go back and check me, basically hold me to it, I did say if the Carnivale stuff gets the Chroma treatment, then there's no way I'm not dropping a fucking ton of cash. So, lo and behold, we have an announcement. Now, this is all teasers and trailers at the moment,
Paul
isn't it?
Now skint.
Yeah.
Yes, news comes tomorrow, sir.
Yeah.
So we will definitely have finalised news next week for you boys and girls.
I don't know whether this is going to be a Kickstarter like the other Chroma projects or whether they're just going straight to retail and fuck it. But again, several £100 has now been reserved out of next year's budget to drop on this shit. If they make anything, I'm buying it. Pretty much no questions asked. Just looking at these pictures here is like, holy shit, it looks amazing.
Detail on that fucking yellow building.
Yeah, look at the textures.
Is insane. The
textures on the fucking
beautiful.
rendering. It's just bonkers.
Cracking, again, even the printed weathering looks good.
Yeah.
Never in my life on any of the other like Micro Art Studios stuff and other bits and pieces have I gone, you know what, that weathering looks really good.
And
it's
again,
usually overdone and too intense.
Yeah, and to be fair, this is a photograph of not. This is a photograph, and we have not seen this in the flesh. But can I just say, Micro Art Studio, look at the color palette. Okay, look at how muted the color palette is, and then take note. Because much as I do like a lot of the Micro Art stuff, considering that a lot of it is designed for like pseudo-modern World War II, why does it look like something out of a manga cartoon? It's like, no. your colour palette colour balance is way
Micro
off.
art comes with free sunglasses. It wants to at the price it is though.
Fucking yeah.
And
yeah.
that's the one thing I don't get. Like Chromus to me has always seemed a reasonable price. War Cradle stuff seems a good price, but again, you have to consider the fact that actually it's a lot of flat colors and you're building up the pre-colored nature of it.
Yeah.
Empires of War that I have the 15mm Flames of War buildings fucking out of this park value. Yeah. And again, because it's that
the kits are very basic,
approach,
but Jesus, they're cheap, aren't they, mate?
Yes. And again, that's the thing. If you want just fucking table presents, just go for the Empires at War stuff. Because you can get a fucking massive table presents for next to nothing.
Yeah.
This chroma looks nice. This chroma does look quite intense and poppy, particularly in that left-hand picture. With that
the only colour there that
yellow.
I think the red, that sort of cherry red, is probably a little bit off. If you look at the first picture, it's sort of centre right at the back.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that leaps out at me as being a bit modern red fire engine colour. Yeah, possibly.
I think the windows could have possibly done with being a little bit of a darker blue.
Or like a grey.
Blue.
Again.
Yeah, black blue or a grey.
Yeah, no, glass,
again,
glass doesn't look... But then again, I was going to say glass windows reflections look grey, but I live in the UK. I don't live in the Med. Maybe if I lived in the Med.
Window reflections.
Yeah, the only thing I ever see reflected in windows is about 300 feet of cumulus nimbus. So maybe if you do live in the Med, there is that vivid look to the windows. But no, I agree. But having said that, it's just a whole step back. Do you know what I mean? It's just so much more pleasing on the eye. And it could be the photography, we will say. But the other chroma stuff we've seen in the flesh was fucking bang on for the colour palette and intensity from my point of view.
I think the only thing that triggers me slightly is on that right-hand yellow building. Above the archway, we have what appears to be a flat statue head printed on it.
Yes, the lion's head thing.
The first floor.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is, yeah, that would probably, I would have probably left that off the texture as well and just gone with the wall because it does look a bit flat. I think that was a bit over ambitious. I will agree with you. I'll tell you something else as well that I thought. You can tell that this is their second or third wave of chroma because the other criticism I will make of the original chroma stuff for 40k was that the way they designed it, they hadn't really come up with techniques for hiding that double thickness brown laminated look, had they?
No.
Whereas on this, yes, it's still visible. So the triangular roof on the yellow tower, you can see the brown edging where the roof piece sits on. The tile grounding has got on the bridges and the base pieces has got like a brown edge. But they're becoming, I think the designs are becoming much more sophisticated at minimising, hiding and masking that edging, don't you think? I think
the other thing as well that helps though a lot with this is it's more complicated.
The complex geometry.
I think your eyes are naturally breaking it up. The fact that we've got railings and stuff around the top level is breaking it up. Whereas the 40k chroma was very much this is an L.
Yeah, but
this
to
is
be
a
fair,
larger L.
Yeah, but again, they could have put design features on, like those walls that are on the L-shaped pieces. Just do topper pieces with like half-inch overhangs or rubble pieces, or
I suppose on like the bastion reinforcements that were running down the edge. Yeah,
do you know what I mean? I think you can tell that they're starting to think about the design. And okay, that complexity in those pieces might add cost, but when you're already buying, when anybody who's buying this shit is already aware that this is a luxury premium product, isn't it? You're buying this because you want to save time hobbying. You're buying the finished article. You're already expecting to pay a bit more. You're not going to be paying £18 for a kit like you do with their flat MDF. So I just think putting those extra finishing touches and bumping the price by a few more quid, people are already in. Do you know what I mean?
That extra 5 minutes. Dude, it's 8:10. We need to get the fuck on.
Right.
Any more news?
Yeah, just a few more. Really good miniature from Big Lee at Miniature Adventures. Really good video, rather. This is a total tongue-in-cheek, little bit of fun. Basically saying about never paint your last miniature because it's bad luck and bad for your health if you don't have a pile of potential. Totally not serious, just a bit of fun. It's great watching. 11 minutes. Go and watch it. Mordian Glory, I'm going to give him another shout out. He did a lot of 40k in the past, but Mordian Glory now is doing tons of bolt action, Conflict 47, Old World. This video where he chats to Luteen09, who's another YouTuber, 40k YouTuber, about, it's a bit salty, it's a bit the state of 40k, but I tell you what, I watched this for an hour and I was like, fucking hell, I want to fix 40k. I want to play 40k. I want to experience 40k. And if you're somebody who's like me with a ton of nostalgia for 40k but finds the fucking reality of modern 40k vomit inducing, this video is great, and it will really kindle that fire and enthusiasm for you for 40k again. So I wanted to give him a shout. Another thing, last one, apparently Vincey V and Ninjon do a fucking stream about Dungeons and Dragons or role playing in general. I watched this one on Alternative Way to Roll D&D Characters, and I might watch more of this even though I don't do much role playing, because actually this stream was a cracker. It's really good. These guys are really good together. So again, if you're into your hour-long YouTube content and you haven't done this, even if you've got a passing interest to role-playing, check them out because they're really good. Some great ideas in there. And that's it. That's pretty much all I've got for the news. Oh, no, don't want that one. We've done that. We want that one. Right.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, I'll be honest, Cheese Me. I am getting to the stage where I am getting colour on my Venice terrain. But now that it's going chroma, I can't wait. So,
I'm
tonight's
so glad I
topic.
didn't buy into it. Just saying. Oh, when are we getting DZC in chroma?
Yeah, well, probably eventually, mate. They'll get to it.
Right.
Don't
basically,
panic.
what I'm saying is, and I'm going to call this now.
Yeah.
I'm going to get all of my DZC terrain fully painted and finished before they release chroma.
Okay. You heard this on stream here, live.
Bearing in mind my current fucking strike rate this year for the second I've mentioned I'm doing something is 100% for getting new edition. I'm calling new DZC Chroma being released shortly.
Yeah, apparently Cheese Me says they've already shown off some Chroma for Strike Team, so it won't be long. Right, so the idea for tonight's stream was we're going to basically toss up some topics and we're going to ask you guys. Let me start the first poll and see if it works. So there should be a poll in chat. I've never done this before.
Hang on, you pre-queued. Yeah, we can tell you've never done this before, because have you seen how you fucking spelt complexity?
No,
you dyslexic
where?
fucktard.
Where? Can I edit it? Can I edit?
Rules complexity.
Shut up. So, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about a topic. We're going to set ourselves a 10-minute deadline. Somebody start a watch. Start a clock. So we're going to set ourselves a 10-minute deadline. Or shall we make it 15?
No, it needs to be less
10.
than that. Because, again, we're now 13 minutes into
Shut
the main topic section. So we're going to really overrun this fucker.
Okay, so complex rules in war games. Is this a trick? I.e., by trick, we mean something that's not a positive or a treat. It's something that's a real positive. So, the pros, let's do the pros. The pros of rules complexity are that it can give your game almost infinite depth in terms of...
It's very chess-like in mastering it, isn't it?
Yeah,
if
you end up...
your Infinity, prime example here.
Yeah, so...
What scalpel do I need to play this game right now? What scalpel do I have at my disposal in this drawer to do what I want to do?
Yeah, the more moving pieces you give the player, the more, I suppose, theoretically, the more agency you give the player. That can backfire, but, I mean, it's a fairly sound theory to begin with. So, as I say, complexity definitely gives a game depth. I don't think that's an unfair thing to say.
No, not at all.
Complexity can also make a game more satisfying to master, because obviously if a game is actually quite involved and convoluted, when you actually do feel that you've bested the system or come up with effective strategies, that is a lot more satisfying than if you just had a, like you just got...
it's not a the equivalent of a physical point and click adventure game.
Well, I was going to actually say, a bit like Frostgrave went for me the other night. It just was the D20s always gave me what I wanted when I needed it, and when I fluffed the roll, it wasn't at a critical juncture. Do you know what I mean? When I needed my chest carriers to survive, I didn't roll a natural 1, I rolled a 15. When I needed, when I really, really didn't need a wandering monster to turn up, it didn't. So, do you know what I mean? There was an element of... And Frostgrave is very much like that. If the dice say no, the dice just say fucking no, and you can... Your master strategy is like...
They do say it in block capitals.
Yeah.
The other element you have for complexity, and we'll just go with a con now.
Okay.
Is the barrier to entry for some people.
Yeah.
So that the cheeseme's fucking hit the nail on the head here. The convoluted, is it we're bad at writing rules, or is it we told our customers to get good at the rules? Are the rules able to be abused and broken to people's advantages?
Yeah.
That kind of aspect of complexity. And then also on that complexity front with the get good aspect is the fact of the matter that there is a barrier to entry. It's not as inviting. And also it is a mental burden to play the game because of the intensity of the rules or situation.
Yeah. All of those are very fair. Another one that I would put in is game duration or playtime.
Yeah, game length, yeah.
Yeah, the more complex you make your underlying game system and mechanics, the more prolonged the playtime is going to become. I mean, some companies do absolutely out of the box design decisions like Corvus Belli's Infinity to make what you would think would be an insanely long and involved game actually goes quicker than you'd think, even with all of the complexity involved. So it can be mitigated, but the pressure is on the designers to basically stop the game degenerating into a fucking grind.
The ball is very much in that court.
Yeah.
The other pro, I suppose, for complexity is that mastery aspect, and particularly if you're using this to then teach other people. Once you've mastered the game and how the rules flow and that kind of thing, to then take others through on that journey when it's got a bit of a notoriety for how it plays. Infinity is the prime example here. It took you 8 or 9 games to realize what you were doing, didn't it, Paul? But then actually, now you realize what you're doing. It's the first open conversation we have with everybody every time we play Infinity for the first time. It's just bear in mind this is going to be a clusterfuck for you. You're not going to know what's going on around you. Just roll with it, roll with the punches. It should eventually click.
Yeah, that is absolutely spot on. Yeah, I've said it many times. I always say to somebody who's new to Infinity, you're going to lose your first 3 games really badly, and you're not even going to know why you lost or how you're supposed to win. I'm afraid it's what, but honestly, stick with it. It pays off. But I will 100% concede that. That is definitely a factor of the complexity or convoluted nature of the rules, that cannot be ignored.
Right.
I suppose I'll be honest, before we're not quite at 10 minutes. I'm going to throw one other thing. The other thing that complex rules do is they give you a ton of design space to differentiate units and models. So
yeah, I mean, Ewoks mentioned it with the granularity aspect.
Yeah. I think the thing is as well, we've talked about 40k in the chat. I can see everybody saying, yeah, 40k is way too complex and it's tedious. I think that a large part of that is the fact that their catalogue of factions and models is just too large. And there is this ambition to individualise everything. And it just ends up with this fucking soup that nobody can get their head around.
Well, dare we also mention primary objectives, secondary objectives. So not only have you got one objective system for the game, you've got 2 objective systems.
Yeah. So in terms of the poll, we've got 67% of people saying trick, 33% saying treat. I'm going to end the poll now, I hope. Can I end the poll? Well, no, apparently I can't, because that button doesn't do anything. Well, that's fucking great. Okay, well, I'll assume the poll has ended. We would say we definitely agree with the chat, don't we, mate? Trick. Oh, David's internet's died while I was away. Just bear with me. Technical difficulties. Hey, he's back. Are you there?
I am.
Right. I was just about to say.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Did your internet die again?
No, my internet was fine the entire time, so I don't know what the fuck went on there.
Okay. Maybe we've spotted a bug with the poll mechanic in
David's computer.
fucking. Okay. Anyway, the chat said, now look at that. I ended the poll and it's gone 50-50. Who did that?
That'll be spam probably in the background lurking.
Well, David and I definitely say trick. Complexity in war games can be massively overcooked from our point of view. And
Moonstone, prime example.
Yeah.
The card mechanic is just completely and utterly fucking pointless. And that's the one thing we didn't mention in the news, but we'll gloss over that. We can probably mention it next week.
What's that?
The erratas for Moonstone.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, we might come to that at the end of the thing. Right, okay. The other thing I had as an example of rules complexity not being great, obviously I'm researching this 10mm Sengoku period project. There are 2 rule sets sort of out there for this that are already available. Hi-Ho, I think it's pronounced, and Banzai. And both of the reviews of both of those rule sets that I've seen have had the same criticism, which is that there is complexity in those games that literally does not do anything to empower the player to affect the outcome of the game. So it is literally just hollow content. It literally gets in the way of playing the game without adding anything constructive. So for us, we're going to say trick. Let me get the next one. So I've got to decide how I'll put this. So
you're the one leading all of this.
Yeah,
I don't know what your plan is for the next one, mate. I can run with it once you drop it out there, but I need you to drop it out there first.
That's what she said. That is a
no.
chat.
She asked you to get it out, mate. There's a slight difference.
Start a poll. Come. Or advanced. Let's put advanced.
Check your spelling first, is what Cheese Me has just asked.
Advanced. Right, okay. Start poll. Right. The next topic we're going to call advanced hobby. Right? So what we mean... Hello, Pandy. Good to see you, sir.
Pandy's here.
What we mean by advanced hobby is painting with 3 layers of highlights. Or doing that big terrain project, the hill or fucking ruin set, and then putting vines on it, tufts on it, moss on it, 3 different washes on it.
Sticking digicamo on 10mm models.
Yeah, all those things that people almost pimping your hobby.
Yeah, advanced hobby is the things that make people go ooh.
Yeah,
when you
taking your project
out of the box. It's that stellar factor. It's that star factor. The showmanship of when you get something out of the box and everyone crowds round and is like, oh, this looks amazing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It does, however, equally have some drawbacks from the stellar factor, doesn't it? You got your time.
Yeah. There's also a skill thing, because when you to execute these things requires massive commitment.
It requires balls of steel.
Yeah.
Ewok, you wouldn't see me getting away carried on a train project. No, not at all. We didn't see you get carried away in your entirety on that fucking beautiful house you did, mate. That. To be fair though, for those that have seen it, that is probably the definition of advanced hobby we are going with here right
was
now.
precisely what we were thinking
of hobby again. The fucking tables that Luke's APS produced historically with his Band of Brothers bolt action table. See you, choose me.
Yeah, you know, again, do a World War II ruined village, okay, but then put like 4 kilos of fucking brick rubble on it as well, just so that you've got potholes blown in the streets and fucking
for just in cases, boys and girls.
I mean, don't get me wrong, total props if you can do this stuff, but for me, I think the problem with this is it sort of becomes a hobby of its own. It becomes an artistic endeavor and not a part of the wargaming hobby. And I think that's the biggest obstacle with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, again, look at my red rocket.
Yeah.
My red rocket has stalled out because of the size of the roof. Okay, I didn't need it for the game that we played. I've done the walls, etc.
Yeah.
But I've got to take it outside, do all of the fillering on the floors, get all that all painted up, etc.
Yeah.
Instead of doing that right now, what is Muggins doing? Muggins is painting some dwarves because I fancy a change.
Yeah. Well, again,
this is some of the things with that advanced hobby. We're not talking about 10, 15 minutes of work here. We're talking about weeks and hours invested, and you might want a change of pace.
Yeah, and not being able to sustain that commitment is massive in terms of these projects. I mean, yes, there is incredible satisfaction to develop that skill set, I'm sure. But I don't know. I guess this will tell us where our audience is at, and I suspect that, like us, I'm going to just check to see what we've got. So we've currently got...
No.
We've got...
Looking at the start.
Ooh!
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm genuinely surprised. Trick 25%, treat 75%. So you guys are saying that this sort of advanced hobby is a treat.
We've been proved wrong by the audience, Paul.
We have. Now, David and I, this is a trick. For David and I, this is not a treat at all. I don't think, because we're particularly hobby focused people, we're more gaming focused. But also, don't get me wrong, I've painted some of my early Mythic Battles Pantheon with massive attention to the blended skin. Some of the stuff I did up in Scotland, I put like 10 to 15 hours in Zeus, just getting his skin tones right. And there is something, don't get me wrong, I picked that model up and I think, ooh, that's cool, but it's too much and it wasn't necessary.
Yeah, and I suppose...
And when it's on the board... Sorry?
I was about to say, I suppose for myself in a similar vein, I, up until recently, have been very much 3-color focused, washes, highlights, the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah.
But this year, coming into it with the Oathmark project, with the dwarves and bits and pieces, and chasing that through, I've actually become more just get shit done.
Yeah.
Skimp, cut corners if you can, use some contrast if you can, just to get it out and done and completed.
Yeah.
Because a completed model is better than something sat in your pile not being done and or played with.
Yeah. That's again, that probably indicates David and I's personalities more than anything. But again, you start something ambitious, you don't finish it, and it then becomes a lead weight round your neck. Every time you pass over it, you think, oh, I should finish that. I should finish that. But if you can get the minimum done and get something ready to play or finished in quotation marks, it gives it that. For me, the reward from that exceeds the reward from looking at something and thinking, oh, I'd happily display that on a stand in my front room. Do you know what I mean? I want to see shit done. Ewok says he totally agrees. His tree probably won't end up on a wargaming table, and that's the other thing, Ewok. That's another thing that stops me investing probably more than the bare minimum, because like some of the Frostgrave terrain I've done, I'm really happy with, but it might be 2 or 3 years before I play with any of those terrain pieces again. And I'm not putting 10 to 15 hours into something I'm going to use once every 3 years. There's no way.
I think you said it best with my snow tower that I did, that I think you guys on stream have seen previously in some of the games.
Right.
The snow effect that I did on that, the melting effect, the fact
the
that
icicles.
I spent the time and put the silicon icicles in, looks amazing, sets the scene. Have I done anything else out of that terrain set? Has Paul got his other core Frostgrave terrain finished? No. Have we played games with it? No. Have we have I overextended myself and by doing all that, and it then makes the rest of the table look shit when we're using proxy terrain in that we've got from club, etc. Yeah,
I mean,
it does.
That's the other thing. Like, it's okay to paint something to Golden Demon standard, but when it's in an army with 200 other miniatures, what does it do? Just make the others look embarrassing? Or are you going to do them all like that? Good fucking luck. Next one. Campaign modes in games. Or campaign mode games. So, again, there are pros, there are cons. We've covered it on the stream before.
This is a toughie because we've been over this several times.
Yeah.
For reasons it's good, reasons it's bad.
Yeah. The biggest problem for me with this, and I've said it before on stream, is that David and I are people who play a lot of games. And the more an individual game system pulls away at my attention, the less room I have for the other games. So one starts to take everything over. Now, I do realise that could be an individual thing. If you only play 2 games, 40k and Blood Bowl, then that's fine. You know, you can play your Blood Bowl League and you can do Crusade mode in 40k. And that's all you need because that's all you play. But David and I don't roll like that. And for me,
we have over 40 games between us.
Yeah.
So if one starts to monopolize, it soon is to the detriment of the other games that we like to play.
Yeah. And for me, that's been the tension all the time on this.
Yeah, the perks of campaign modes, going through, having those water cooler moments, telling a story, amazing. Downsides of campaigns, the commitments, and again, it's something we've mentioned previously. We don't role play as much because of the commitments to role playing. We have some fucking amazing water cooler moments from some of the D&D campaign games and bits and pieces that me and Paul have played over the past 5-10 years of knowing each other. Absolutely fucking epic moments.
And don't get me wrong, I would love to start a D&D campaign tomorrow, but I am scared of the commitment. I am scared of it. And the other thing I want to say, I don't want to be coming across totally negative. The other thing I will say about these sort of like campaign game modes is that the custom scenarios, the thing with playing in this way is that nothing is just drop it down and play it. Everything is thought about. Normally the missions are curated with story elements or clever little rules. Like take for example,
again, you only have to look at that Frost.
Well, yeah,
again, that Fallout game. That Fallout Wasteland Warfare that we played the other week as our intro game, that was very thematic and fitting.
Yeah, the bolt action.
Fucking God, I need to just go downstairs and take the 12-inch kitchen knife out of my back.
Oh my God. Oh my God, that's fucking brilliant. So, campaign game mode.
You can tell she's got complacent being around here.
Oh,
to chat.
Do you know what? We tried to lead the guys astray by being too negative, and they've just seen through it
in its entirety. Yeah.
So, campaign game modes, 100% treat. Nobody said it was a trick, and you know what? Even though, I'll be honest, this is something I've moved my position on more in wargaming this year than anything else.
I was going to say, if you roll back fucking 18 months, right, before we played the Red King campaign, you were so fucking vehemently against campaigns and that game mode that you wanted to fucking die on that hill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I will totally accept that. I will totally take that.
Again, if you look back 18 months ago, I was very much, I like the storytelling aspect and I like the development. What I don't like is the time commitment.
Yeah.
And this is still the biggest crux that I have as an issue with campaigns, is the monopolization on the people I'm playing with, the terrain and miniature requirements if it's an evolving story arc, and that aspect of it. This is the other reason why, and it's a completely indulgent thing, I'm looking at Torch and Shield. It's solo. It's a delving campaign. We've just got Vaults of Zar that is a full grand campaign mode coming, like a Necromunda or a Mordheim campaign. That's all in development and stuff at the moment. That idea of having something that isn't overly invested or involved as a grand campaign, but I could play as a grand campaign with 2 or 3 other players, and we can go through the story arc and the development on a pace that we all agree with, is the reason I'm doing this.
As I say, go back a year or more, I was always of the opinion the rewards do not outweigh the commitment needs and all the negatives. I am totally fucking wrong. I was totally fucking wrong. When campaign modes in games are done well, a la all of the things we've played over the last couple of years like this, Frostgrave, Bolt Action, I get it. I absolutely, totally get it now. I really understand why people put that commitment in, and I understand the rewards that can be reaped. And yes, they are worth it. So that's what I'd have to say on that. Let's go to another one.
What are we going for now, sir?
we're going for...
Similarly, boys and girls, I know this has been more interactive than we usually are. Can we have a bit of feedback in the chat if we like this kind of format with polls and interaction and that kind of thing? And secondly, if you have any ideas on things that we haven't mentioned or won't have mentioned by the time we get to the end of this stream and topic, please just throw them in below and we'll all bounce off each other and say trick or treat.
Yeah, stick your own trick or treats in the bottom. That do you know what? That would be a cool piece of interaction. So if people want to put a comment under the YouTube stream with their premise and then trick or treat question mark, people can just reply to it and we'll see how it develops. But I think I've just put up the next one, and I've put playing lots of different game systems or game variety. Now, David and I have already, in the last topic, this has come up, and we've already said that it's got its drawbacks. The problem is, you scratch the surface of 1,000 things, but it's fucking hard to plumb the depths of anything. Because
you're only ever taking the surface veneer of a game, because you only play it once every 3, 6, 9, 10, 15, 18 months.
Yeah.
And again,
you're not mastering a rule system. You're just becoming comfortable with a rule system? Question mark. I don't know.
And again, the drawbacks are the game might have developed, the game might have moved on while you've been out of the loop.
That happens to us a lot, doesn't it, mate?
Yeah. And that's the reason why I just wanted to mention it in passing, because it's something we've always sort of tongue-in-cheek said.
Yeah.
Of, oh, for fuck's sake, a new edition. Oh, for fuck's sake, a points change, a rules change.
And for some game systems, I think it is a real issue. If you don't... Some games are written that you need to commit to them like lifestyle choices, and if you don't, try to be as dirty casual with it, good luck.
Well, again, similarly, some of this different game systems, you are penalized for not just having a couple of games and investing all of your money in a couple of games. Looking at you, Malifaux and Carnivale, because you could very easily be a collectionist, and just buy one of everything in your faction or keyword, and then have all of the tools at your disposal to build your list.
But if I play 6 other games, David, how am I going to find the money to do that?
This is my point. It's a difficult one. It's on a knife edge.
But there are pros. I mean, the massive pro for me... Well, do you know what the biggest pro for me for us playing all these different game systems is? I think it makes us better gamers in the round. See you later, Paul.
Yeah, you're exposed to more systems, you're exposed to more rules. I'll tell you the other thing in this vein as well, you're exposed to more players.
That is true.
You have more choice of opponent.
Yeah.
You have a choice of skill levels. Like we've mentioned rules complexity earlier in this topic being a bit of a trick. You've got access and scale to pick what you want.
You can tailor your gaming to fit your mood and your needs. If we only played 40k, it's like, okay, so do we really feel like a 4-hour brain burn? No, we don't. Should we just not bother then? Whereas you and I don't. You and I have the luxury that we can go, what do we fancy this weekend? Say, well, I've had a shit week at work. Shall we just do a board game or something a little bit throwaway? Or, do you know what I really fancy? Let's do a fucking Carnivale game. Let's get all the terrain out, do the full table.
Yeah,
we can literally pick and choose, can't we?
have we been abused at work this week? No?
Yeah.
Right. Well, we'll play some Arkham Horror, because nothing's better than
Yeah.
some abuse on a Saturday night from that fucking bag,
Yep.
because, oh my god, the amount of auto fails we drew last game. Jesus fucking H Christ. That was triggering.
Look at fucking Ewok. In my experience, exposing yourself to as many people as possible. No, Ewok. That'll lead to charges, mate.
Were you outside the local school at the time?
Oh, for fuck's sake! So I'm gonna end the poll. We have got trick 20%, treat 80%. Yes, guys. I think we've got people sitting where we are, but then again, I would expect that from our audience. Despite all of the downsides, and like go back and watch David's salt attack on the fucking edition, the revenge of the new edition,
the revenge of the editions.
We would never. I don't think David and I would ever stop being butterfly or magpie gamers. Ewok says I can never go back to basics.
Jesus.
Yeah, we would. We would always.
I know what you're saying, Paul, but also I've had my eyes opened this year with not buying shit, and I've said it repeatedly, and I'm gonna keep saying it.
Okay.
I'm enjoying working through the pile of grey and just mining it for its fucking potential, rather than just leaving it there
and moving on to the next thing.
Yeah, already got enough stuff.
All I would ask is, I mean, obviously, I would say that we consider multiple games a treat. If you got to the point, like Big Lee said, where you've painted your last model and you've literally plumbed the depths, do you think you could see yourself not getting any more games?
No, there'll always be something that probably I could pick up. Do you know what I mean? But little 20 quid rule set like Cohor's Cthulhu or something.
So maybe this is one where we're differing then. Where you're actually making a change.
Yeah, this is what I'm thinking. I'm enjoying it, but refer to Saltathon for my fucking rage bait on the fucking state of gaming. And I didn't even mention Billion Suns in all of that, and I'm still fucking salty that I didn't mention Billion Suns when I was fucking painting them like 2 weeks before as well. Like, I'd literally got them outside fucking painting them. Oh, Billion Suns is going to 2nd edition and we covered it in the news. Wonderful. Did we fucking remember to rant about it when I did my edition change thing? No, we fucking didn't.
Start a poll.
No, but again, yeah. I'm turning a corner, I believe, mate. I'm a changed man. I believe it when I see it, but
sharing. So we've got time for one more, then we're going to call it.
Oh, I've just had an idea though, Ginge.
Go on.
If we've got any that we haven't done,
yeah,
let's throw them in the comments. Get
down
everyone
below
to interact with this video, yeah. And then next week we'll tell you what our answers were.
Okay. To be fair, I think we've only got one left. We've got one and one that we'd sort of postulated. Right. So for the last one, I've called it sharing the wargaming experience. So what we mean by this is running demo games, playing with new players, beginning players, hobbying, group hobby, that sort of thing. Now, for me, let's start with the cons. The problem with being the guy in the club who always shows the new player the games is that, again, if it's if it's something that sort of gets assigned to you as a role, constantly rerunning the same experience over and over again can get a little bit hollow.
Yeah, it's very much, oh, we're teaching somebody to ride a bike again with stabilizers, are we?
Well, and the other
And that's not
key
it's not meant insultingly, because again, we have to open up to new players and everything. But you don't get to stretch your mental faculties or your tactics as much when you're trying to run through the game and its systems and showing somebody, whatever their skill level,
yeah,
what you can do and what you can process in this game.
yeah, and
Because
the other
again,
thing is, not only can you not do that, but actually it's normally a fucking bad idea to do that. Because
yeah,
obvious, if you want to flex all over the new guy, expect them not to want to play this game ever again. I think the other thing that David's just hit upon is the key use of that word teach. And the problem that I think the big negative with this is that it ends up feeling like work if you're not careful. It ends up feeling like a job. And ultimately, for a lot of us, wargaming is a leisure activity.
yeah, it's meant to be a hobby. It's meant to be enjoyment.
Yes. And obviously, if you transform that into work, that's not a positive thing. Having said that, running demo games for new players and watching that light shine in someone's eyes, watching them say, that's a fantastic game, I'm going to get some of that, that is a pretty big feeling. Do you know what I mean? That does take some beating.
Most of the demo stuff that I've done historically has been with what I would class as relatively easy systems.
Yeah.
So Frostgrave, Armada, things that are very sort of dice and RNG focused. There's not overly too much tactically to do.
Yeah.
And again, even tactically, like your Frostgrave game on Monday, did I not call it out to you twice and made entirely the correct call both times? Don't fucking attack that boar.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna get pimped.
Yep. And it, again, to be fair, it just goes to show, even in a simplistic system like Frostgrave, there are decision points where you can flex and use a bit of tactics.
Yeah.
The other thing that, so I mean, yes, you can turn your hobby into a chore if it becomes something that you do too much. But, like I said, I mean, again, playing Infinity with Alex and seeing him go, yeah, this is actually a fucking incredibly deep, awesome game, isn't it? you know, and you just like,
this is a little bit fucking complicated.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, again, even not necessarily on a teaching front, but I'm just going to throw in the experience that I've had with Alex over sort of the past 12 to 18 months to see him come out of his 40k focused shell.
Yeah.
Because he's been exposed to other games.
Games Workshop.
To be the one to expose him to some of those games, to help him with some of those games. And then for us to end up at that tournament after we'd fucking played a game a month for like 8 months leading up to it, just to get it all drilled in for us, to then go to that tournament and have an experience with people I didn't even know. It's the first time I've done anything competitive in inverted commas. And yes, it was a beginner's tournament, etc. But we were all there for the shared love of that particular game.
Yeah.
And similarly, me and Alex ended up playing again, and it just so happened to be much the one and only time I've tabled Alex, and I fucking felt terrible for it.
I mean, the other aspect to sharing the game experience is hobbying together. And
yeah,
I've gone on record on stream as saying I've always felt, as somebody who plays games first and foremost for the games, to sit and hobby with people seems to me like a waste of time, or has done in the past. So my view on, like, because a hobby is something that you can just as well do on your own. Why, when you get a limited amount of access to your friend's time, why would you want to spend that?
Club again. Look at last week's stream about launching a gaming club.
But
time relations.
But to balance that out, I said to you the other night, the fact that Alex and I are doing this 10mm Japanese thing together, even though we're not literally sitting in the same room doing it together, the fact that we're bouncing and riffing ideas off each other, it just adds something to it. And it's made me realise, like I said to you the other day, I think one of the successful parts of our relationship is we've been doing this for years, almost as a subconscious thing. Do you know what I mean?
Pretty much since I came back to club after dropping out of uni. So what, 2015, 2016, when we started getting together, playing some 40k and bits and pieces, and like Drowned Earth, I think when we went to that con in Dicey was the true start of it.
It probably was,
when we both egged each other on to do stuff and get into stuff properly.
That, I think you're right. That was the first conscious time we did it. But then it just became like, okay, well, we're going to do this, and we riff off each other and we do it together. So
can I just add one last thing to the sharing the wargame experience before we get to the end of it? Do you want to finish what you were saying first?
No, I was done, mate. I was going to end the poll, but you make your last statement.
My last statement is sharing the wargaming experience doesn't even have to be in person. As Paul was just saying, it can be through the shared experience of a project or something like that.
Discord, Facebook.
This is where I was going to say, I want to go one step further and include the social media communities.
Yep.
The downside of opening this up to social media is, unfortunately, there is a certain population that lives in basements that do love to comment on your projects that you're happily enjoying and you're sharing because you love the game, going, well, that's not properly historically accurate. Those rivets weren't in that position. And this is not me just stereotyping and trying to be an asshole. It is a downside.
Yeah. Yes. Like any experience that you share with other people, the people that you share it with have a massive impact on whether that's a success or not. So having said that, they can be the thing that makes it a trick or a treat, I'm going to end the poll. Everybody is 100% this is a treat. There's only 2 votes, but that's fine. We agree. For David and I, this is another absolute treat win. Wargaming is a social thing. And if you don't like sharing the experience, I'll be honest, this is still my issue with solo wargaming. I don't get it. If I'm on my Jack Jones, I'll play Farm Simulator. If I have another human being to play with, I'll wargame. Why would I wargame on my own? I don't get it. Maybe it's my old grognard brain, but I just don't see.
I think you possibly get a little bit more of an instant dopamine fix from booting up the PC and just getting into Farm Sim.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to beat around the bush, right? You don't tend to play many RPG games on the computer.
No, I don't.
And you don't tend to. And I think this is where some of your issue lies. I think if you dabbled in RPGs more, like Fallout, Elder Scrolls, that kind of thing, or even some of the MMO RPGs that are communal online,
yep,
it might unlock that aspect of your brain that goes, well, actually, why don't I do some solo and tell a story with like Rangers of Shadow Deep or 5 Parsecs or Iron Sworn Starforge, which is again entirely theatre of the mind RPG, that kind of thing. Because again, you are quite partial to a pick your own fucking adventure book. And this
True.
is what I don't understand.
True. But again, do you know what it is for me? Is like I've never liked multiplayer online gaming. Even when I did RPGs, obviously the thing is I'm so much older than you. When I played role playing games on the computer, it was things like Eye of the Beholder, fucking Underworlds 1 and 2, fucking I can't even think. Some of these games are so old. But I did used to play a ton of them. Wizardry 7, Wizardry 6, Crusaders of the Dark Savant, Wizardry 7. Game I played to death back on my old 386. But the thing for me is this, right? I do sort of enjoy. It's like I played a bit of New Vegas. I like it. But ultimately, I don't like when I'm on my own. I want a particular, and I don't have another human being to bounce or riff off. I want a particular thing, and a solo experience is what I want. If there is any aspect of that thing being a collaborative or storytelling experience, it's so much more fun if I can do it with someone else, if that's what it's designed for. And I tend to compartmentalize things. It's like I've said before, I can't see myself being asked to set up a table, get out terrain, get out miniatures, and do a solo war game. I just can't see me doing it.
Can I bend your arm?
Yeah.
Into trying a solo RPG then, that you only need a pen and paper for?
I've looked at solo RPGs. Again, I don't understand why you would do it. Because again, I do enjoy game books, and I've got a lot of nostalgia for game books. But that's it. But for me, I think there is a big element of nostalgia. I often think, I wish I'd kept my Fighting Fantasy game books. But if I said I would play them now, I'd be lying. Because I would just put something on the computer, like a Sherlock Holmes point-and-click adventure game, or something that I haven't experienced, a story I haven't experienced. And again, I would love to role-play more, but I'd do it even one-on-one. One DM, one player. I used to do that loads when I was a school kid. That, yes, fine. But I need another human being for that experience to be fulfilling. Rolling, because again, I've watched a lot of these solo RPG videos on YouTube, and basically it's roll on random table X, what happens? Roll on random table X, what happens? Isn't it? Because that's the only way you can do a solo RPG experience. Because you don't have the other human being. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I think you need to have a look into some Iron Sworn Starforge content, because a lot of it is pick your adventure, get to a decision point, then make a challenge. It's not just roll on a random table.
So what's it called? Iron Sworn?
Iron Sworn Starforged.
Ironsworn Starforged. Is that on YouTube?
Yes. Yeah, there's loads. I'll send you some links after, mate.
Okay, mate. Right, we better call it. Because we've gone over time. I'm just going to put that in my YouTube search. Oh, getting started with Ironsworn Starforged. Okay,
Yeah,
right.
there's a few.
There's something for me to look at. Right, guys. Thank you very much to everybody over here in the chat, our co-stars. Thank you for being good sports and taking part in our silly little poll. We hope you enjoyed that Halloween episode. And I enjoy Halloween night tomorrow. Don't eat too much chocolate and shit, and watch some scary movies.
If this was a format you guys liked or you absolutely hated,
if you hated, yeah,
please let us know so we
yeah.
repeat this or don't repeat this faux pas. Overall, just before we do go, how did you get on with Hades?
Do you know what I've decided to do? I've decided to
No,
go
I don't,
with.
Paul. This is why I'm asking the fucking question.
I'm decided to go with a combination of brush and airbrush. So what I've done is I've put down the vampiric flesh on the muscle groups. Let me see if I can actually get my phone going to share this. Because what I'm going to do is use the are we still a live phone? Is that a thing that we can do? Hello? Can I go to content display, web browser, polls, desktop?
Oh. Let's go have a look at this with him. No, I can't. No,
fucking. Can I refresh this? Just refresh. Go refresh.
Just remember, sticky toffees are the worst offenders for pulling fillings out. Don't do it, kids. Eat chocolate instead.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because you're going to get a spike in people having removed fillings, aren't you, darling?
So, what I'm doing is I'm picking out the muscle groups in the vampiric flesh.
Yeah.
And leaving really harsh gaps. Then what I'm going to do is probably use the Pro Acryl. When I put this in an airbrush, do you have to thin it much? The Pro Acryl.
You will a bit.
Okay. I'll make sure to use the mixing dish.
Use your mixing dish first because it's gel, so it's a twat.
Okay, I will have a.
It can be a twat for consistency, and the thing I find with the Pro Acryls, some of them are beautiful.
Yep.
For blending and mixing, like the reds, which is usually a fucking horrible color, and some of the yellows, beautiful. Same paint, 3 months later, I just haven't got the same. I don't know what it was, but several times as of late, my yellow's just fucking atrocious.
Oh, really? And you used to rave that?
It doesn't. Yeah, it's. I don't quite know what happened.
Okay. Do you think it's been badly mixed as you've used it and you've changed the consistency of the base or something?
I'm not sure. Don't forget, though, I also have a second container that came from Spam for Christmas last year.
Okay.
So I don't know whether it's a batching issue.
Okay, a batch thing. But anyway, my idea is to then go in and add an airbrush touch to it to see if I can use the top colour to blend the shadows and the muscle groups.
Yes, bring the shadows up a bit. And
it really depends on how delicate a touch I can get with the airbrush, because obviously I want the paint to be thin enough to be transparent, but I don't want it so thin that it starts spidering, because otherwise that will completely fuck it.
To be fair, that olive flesh from memory is fairly thick, so it should take it. And the medium in it is actually quite translucent.
Okay.
This is what I've used to glaze up on my. So it's thick.
Yeah.
But it's not highly pigmented.
Right, so it's thick in consistency but not heavy
Yeah.
in coverage. Okay, that
Yeah.
is sort of exactly what I want though, isn't it? Because I want it so that it's not going to swamp everything, but it isn't going to spider because
Yeah.
it's like water. So, but that's where I'm at. What about you?
Shall we? Hang on, I'm just going to it. There we go. Come on down. Come on down, boys. You can see what we've got up to.
Nice, nice,
So we've got
nice.
some skins
How
on,
do
some
Shakos?
furs on, and the reds. We've got some more skins.
Those
We've got
skins are
some wood.
looking good. What would you use for your colour? Your
The
base
entire
coat?
thing at the moment's fucking contrast, mate.
Is it?
All of it's fucking contrast. It's all fucking contrast right now.
Which is that which GW contrast is that? The
So his
Gulliman
face
flesh, is it?
is Gilliman flesh.
Yeah,
This
that's the big
one
one.
is Vallejo Express Dwarven flesh. So
Yeah,
if I
you
hold
can
them side by
sell.
side, you'll see the
I prefer the
difference.
Vallejo, I think. But it's nice to have the variety. The Gulliman flesh is a bit dark, isn't it?
Yeah, and then this is my leader model.
That's cool. And that's all contrast too.
All contrast.
Nice.
Contrast.
Well, it'll get through the fucker,
Cutting corners! Well, again, the problem is I've got a fucking metric shit ton of leg plate, thigh plate, head plate, back plate, shoulder plates, shield detailing. All of that's going to be metallic.
Yeah.
So
How are
unfortunately,
you
there's going
going
to
to
be
deal
no
with that? Are
corners to
you just
cut
going to
there.
do it all the same, or are you going to try and vary the metallics? What's the plan?
Depends on like the details. Like I might pick this face on this shield out in a bronze or a gold,
Yeah.
but then the edge detail and studding be metal. It's
Could you do
quite
coloured
relieved, and
metallics,
similarly
particularly on things like shield and shield design? Do you think that's a bit overworking it?
But I think it's a bit OTT. The other thing is with the color scheme I'm going for like reds and purples probably.
Right.
If I doing purple, that might be the only other thing is I do purples on certain areas, but we'll see. We'll see what I get to.
Super cool. Super cool.
But yeah, that's where I got to tonight. So we've got 6 models in various stages, depending upon the models themselves. Those that are more plate work have been left, but those that have got wood and fabric detailing have been painted.
And the 6, that is your warband. 6.
Yeah, that's my entire warband.
Fucking hell. Right, okay, guys. As we say, thank you to the chat. If you watched along later on YouTube, thank you very much. If you can only do one thing, please click the like button on the stream. Helps to push the YouTube algorithm to show. To be fair to YouTube, the algorithm is becoming much more friendly to this sort of long form content. I've noticed our views and that is up a significant amount. So that means and people aren't necessarily watching all 2 hours of it, but it's definitely being put in front of people more than it was, which is excellent.
It is being consumed.
Yeah. If you want to do the share, comment, subscribe stuff, do that. That's super cool, but do it only if you want to. What were you going to say, mate?
Is it age of channel rather than content length?
I don't know. I don't know. I've seen.
We're not the YouTube algorithm gods, are we?
No, I mean to be fair, a lot of people are making YouTube videos saying that the algorithm has changed significantly. Like a lot of the big channels are complaining that their views are down, and there is, I think, the general opinion of content creators is YouTube is going away from the model of just recommending the top 20 biggest channels all of the fucking time to everybody and actually doing more intelligent feeding. and like giving, because again, I've noticed on my landing page on YouTube, I've had videos from channels I've never seen before, and they're people whose channels are like a year plus old. So they're, these are not new channels. So something has definitely changed. And I think it's a good thing because, I mean, obviously you and I aren't into this for the money. We just do this because it's
definitely not.
a fun thing to do. And I think that a lot of these smaller channels have got a lot to share. Anyway, we're getting into it again. We better say goodbye. Yeah, as David said, guys, any feedback in the comments on the format, and also don't forget to put your trick or treats in there too. See you later.
Bye, guys.
It's another Thursday night. I see Crispin's wearing tights. Spam is getting in the bath. Young David's full of wrath. Paul is tightening his straps. Where on his apron you saps. Technical difficulties. They're really such a crime. Technical difficulties. They happen all the time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop 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 time. Cheese meat is on day release. Damn, the silk tries not to crease. Ewoks keeping nice and warm. In bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile, the handyman is opening up the can. Technical difficulties. They're really such a crime. Technical difficulties. They happen all the time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop 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 time. Cheese meat is on day release. Damn, Chef tries not to crease. The Ewoks keeping nice and warm. In bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile, the handyman is opening another can. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop time. 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 Cheese meat is on day release. Damn, the up tries not to crease. And Ewoks keeping nice and warm. In bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile, the handyman is opening another can.